guys have been a huge pain in the ass. Hey, how about you take care of them for me? Appreciate it. Cerecita.
Wait! I see his motto is still act first, think later.
I kind of feel like the wait for Bayonetta 3 has been rather excruciating. I mean, there was only a 5-year wait in between Bayonetta 1 and 2, and 3 years after Bayonetta 2 came out, Bayonetta 3 was announced. Then we didn't get anything else on the game for another 5 years. But now that Bayonetta 3 is finally out, I can happily say that it's everything I wanted and more. But let's talk about it. Hi guys, DPX here reviewing today Bayonetta 3. Now before we get started, you know what to do. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell, leave a comment, or I will shave your entire head off. The gameplay of Bayonetta 3 feels like a more refined version of the already spectacular Bayonetta 1 and 2. It's a flashy and hyper hack and slash game, obviously with exploration stuff thrown in. You can also equip certain demons to Bayonetta throughout the game, whether it's, you know, the usual Gamora, but also a moth lady, a giant crab, a train, a giant frog, which I'll say is one of very few cool frogs, a hawk, etc. All these add nice gameplay mechanics to the game and even affect the combos you do. For example, if you have the crab equipped, which now that I think about it, it's more like a crab spider scorpion hybrid. If you have that equipped, you can turn into a crab, I guess I'll just refer to it as a part of your combo, which I think is really cool. There are also side missions, which aren't really side missions because they progress the story and are mandatory, but I guess I can call it, you know, the side plot, and that's the stuff with Jeanne. It's like a completely new game with her as it turns into a side-scrolling stealth game. The game still kind of plays like the rest of the game, you know, with the same gameplay mechanics and stuff, but still reworked like a stealth game, which I think is just really cool. Not to mention, there is this other character who I'll talk about more when I get to the next segment, named Viola, and she gets her own gameplay chapters. When you get to play as her, while she's not as fun to play as Bayonetta, Viola is still a lot of fun. The gameplay of Bayonetta 3 is tight, smooth, flashy, and just a lot of fun. I didn't want to rush through it, but honestly, I was addicted and beat the game pretty quickly. Why is this review going up so late? Because I had a lot of personal shit to take care of. That's why this review has been taking a very long time, but don't worry because the gameplay is really solid. The story might be my least favorite aspect of Bayonetta 3. I don't know actually, now that I say that. Because even though it has its issues, I feel like it really has its moments. It's not particularly bad by any means, but I feel like it could have easily been better. In Bayonetta 3, you of course play as the title character, Bayonetta, and she faces off against an entity known as the Singularity, which threatens to destroy the multiverse. That's right, this is Bayonetta in the Multiverse of Madness. The story isn't necessarily that bad, as I really like the writing of characters such as Luca, Jeanne, and of course Bayonetta herself. But the aforementioned Viola, I feel, is a bit of a blank slate. She is cool and fun to play, for sure, but as a character with writing, she seems like a two-dimensional Dante from Devil May Cry, but this time, and I'm not quite sure why exactly, but every time Viola quips, I kinda cringe. Additionally, while I like the idea of the game going for a multiverse story, and at first glance, it's done decently well, as it is pretty important to the story, but I kinda wish the story took advantage of the concept of the multiverse, because that really opens the floor for possibilities that I don't feel like the game utilizes that well, until the end, of course. And I don't want to spoil the ending, but that was a perfect ending. Overall, I'd say the story of Bayonetta 3 is very solid, and definitely not a bad story at all. But when you include something like the multiverse, I feel like they could have done a bit more with it.
Damn! The portal will close!
Shao Fi Bao Zog!
This is the other stuff segment, the segment where I talk about other stuff worth mentioning, but not much to say on. Normally, I'd say the game looks great, but honestly, while I do feel it looks serviceable, you can tell that Bayonetta 3 is really kind of pushing the Switch to its limits. And that can be seen as a good thing, and in a way, it kind of is, but graphically and visually speaking, it doesn't really look like the Switch can handle this game all too well. Like, I feel like if this was on not even like the PS5 or Xbox Series, but like the PS4 and Xbox One, it would look way better. I'm of the mindset that if the game is playable, frame rates and pop-ins, unless they are drastically noticeable, they don't matter to me. Additionally, the music slaps hard. Bayonetta always has a killer soundtrack, and its third installment is no different. So overall, I think we have a very solid game here.
It's about time I got moving again.
We've waited a very long time for Bayonetta 3, an unexpectedly long time, but I'm happy to say that it was well worth the wait. While Viola is a little one-note and the multiverse isn't really taken advantage of, the game has fun, engaging, flashy, and addicting gameplay, as well as banger music, likable characters, and an ending that left me incredibly satisfied. So in the end, I'm going to give Bayonetta 3 a 9 out of 10. That was my review for Bayonetta 3. Bit of a quicker one here. Again, sorry this one came out so late. I had beaten this game quite a few days ago, but I was dealing with some other stuff, and especially the Halloween special, and also the Resident Evil Village stuff, which I'll have a review for that stuff going up very soon. But anyways, yeah, what do you guys think about Bayonetta 3? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you have it? Do you not have it? And if you don't have it, do you want it? Do you not want it? Anything about the game, let me know down below. Anyways, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, or I will shave your entire head bald. Bye!